Today, we're getting the insights from Ian P. Lewis, a music composer for film and video games from New York. Ian also scored an award-winning film, Karn. Ian, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, no problem.
So, what's going on? What are you working on right now?
Right now, I'm actually working on a marching band show for a school in California, and yeah, I just recently got done with a short film by a director from LA. So that was really fun, and yeah,
How did you how did you come in contact with these, both the film and the marching band?
for the film, she messaged me on Fiverr. Then we started talking through email, and the marching band guy, he, I don't know, he just like found my email, I guess, and just emailed.
Interesting. So they both reached out to you in both of
Yeah,
these cases.
yeah.
Fiverr, do you use that often, or do you get a lot of work through there?
Not a lot. Every once in a while, someone will, but probably like maybe a couple times a month, if that.
That's still pretty good. Do you have
Yeah.
a lot of reviews and jobs done there?
Not a lot. Maybe like 20 over like the last 2 or 3 years, I think. I don't know.
That's still pretty good. It's hard to get started on Fiverr, it seems
Yeah,
like.
definitely. Even once you get started, it's hard to like maintain constant work on there.
How has it been for you as a platform in general with like the payments and all that?
Not bad. I think Fiverr takes way too much money. Like they take 20%, which adds up over time. And yeah, but there's a lot of people I don't like working with on Fiverr too. Yeah, they like, I don't know, very picky, and like I don't charge that much money on Fiverr, so like, and I don't know. They're just, half of them don't even know what they want, so like they tell me to do one thing and then I'll do it, and then they're like, "Nah, let's do something else." And like you can't add more money on Fiverr after everything's agreed on, so no matter
Hmm.
how much work they give me, I still got to make that little bit of money.
Are you doing music full time?
Kinda. Sometimes I get enough money, but other times I don't. Yeah, there's a local music store. I work with him sometimes.
How long have you been doing it?
The music,
Yeah.
since I was done with college, but I didn't really start making that much money until like 2020, I think.
When did you finish college?
Oh, I want to say 2018.
Okay, so a couple of years. So it took you a couple of years to get started. What was the biggest challenge in kind of breaking into the industry?
I think marketing probably. I, I'm not that good at like socializing, as you can probably tell. But yeah, I think social media marketing and all that is what I have the most trouble with. But I'm starting to get more used to it.
Is that what you find the most valuable and that works the best for finding work?
Oh, I don't even know. Some people just like probably find me my website through Google, and I get some work like that every once in a while. And sometimes through Instagram and Twitter, people will find me through there too.
How often is it somebody local to you, or is it always somewhere?
No, one time, the first thing I worked on, I think, was a friend from high school. He did a short. He was a film student in college, and he did a short film called "The Price of Fame," and he got me to do some of it, not all of it.
You said that
Yeah,
was your first project.
yeah, I think it was.
Did that lead to any other work that you know of, like directly?
No, I don't think so.
When you went to college, was it for music?
Yeah, I have two degrees, a music and a music recording technology degree. Yeah,
How
I,
was that?
it was great. Honestly, the college, it was a cheap college, so I wasn't expecting much, but all the teachers were really awesome. And the studios there for the recording degree, they were like top-notch studios. I was impressed.
So you found it valuable. It was worth going.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Did they teach you much about the business side of things?
A little bit. There was a music business class I took, but not very much.
Is there anything, if you were just starting out now, is there anything that you wish you knew sooner?
Yeah, more of the marketing side. I think I would have, grown faster in the business if I knew more about the marketing stuff. I started watching one YouTuber. What's his name? Adam something, I think. I don't remember, but I learned a lot from that guy.
Is it Adam Ivy?
Yeah, that's it. Adam I.
Yeah, I've watched some of his stuff too.
Yeah.
Um, what would you do differently? Like, what would you start doing sooner, more specifically?
Definitely social media marketing. It took me a few years to actually consistently post on social media. I'm still not doing it as much as I would like to, but yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I was pretty good at music theory and all that stuff from the beginning, so but definitely the marketing part, something I can still improve on a lot.
What kind of posts are you doing?
Just basically whenever I write something, I like say what it is and stuff. And every once in a while, I'll do like making film scores to my cats TikToks, where I like record my cats doing stuff and then make a film score over it. Like the first one I did was a love theme, basically just my cats cuddling each other and like licking each other and stuff. And I'll put like a love theme over it.
Is there any platform that seems to work better than any others for you?
Oh, Twitter, 100% Twitter.
Really?
Yeah,
Do you know why that is, or what's different about it?
no idea. I get lately. I've been getting a lot of followers on what's the new one called? Blue Sky, I think. Yeah,
Hmm.
but there's like almost no engagement there. But Twitter, I think, has a good. I have, I think, 300 followers on there, and I get engagement quite often.
Awesome.
Instagram,
That's how I found you, was on X.
mm, yeah, I think Instagram might be the worst because I don't know. I barely get any followers on Instagram and not much engagement. So I don't know.
Are you posting just as much on both of them?
Yeah, a little less on Instagram because you gotta have pictures on there, but mostly the same.
And it's the same kind of content you're posting to both.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much the same.
Have you tried advertisements? Are you ever paying to like boost your posts or your website or anything?
No, I haven't done that.
Are there any other useful resources that you've used to learn either marketing or music?
Um, I learned a lot about both of those on YouTube, and I have a bunch of textbooks that I've read. And but yeah, YouTube's probably the most valuable source.
Are there any of those Are there any books that stand out to you that you would recommend?
Yeah, a musical composition by I forget his name, but that book was it like helped me rethink a lot of things about writing music. Like especially like the music theory part, like quantizing like different like for like cadences, like bad at talking, hold on. like like a 5/1 perfect authentic cadence is like the most direct cadence, and then quantizing it so you if you want like half that you could like use a half cadence or even a plagal cadence, and that would give you a less of a cadence effect.
What is your process like when you're writing music?
It depends. Usually I play something on the piano until I get a melody, or sometimes I'll just think of one in my head. And usually I start with a melody, and then after that I'll like figure out the harmony and rhythm and everything.
So you're kind of experimenting on the keyboard and then playing it into your DAW.
Yeah, mostly. Actually, usually I do it in MuseScore, and then I transfer the MIDI data over to Pro Tools.
Interesting. So you're doing more of the orchestration and stuff in MuseScore.
Yeah, yeah. If it's like if I'm on a tight deadline, I'll do it right in Pro Tools. Or if I'm using like a lot of synths, I'll do that right in Pro Tools. I won't do that in MuseScore. But if it's like a for an orchestra, I'll usually do that in MuseScore first.
How often are you providing sheet music?
They never ask for sheet music. I just do that because it's easier for me to uh, like think of everything.
Yeah, most of the people I talk to don't do it that way. So I do find it very interesting when you start with the sheet music and start, I guess, um, more on paper. I guess even though you're playing with the keyboard more, I guess that leads to another question. After you come up with the melody, are you coming up with the harmonies and stuff on the keyboard too, or do you do it sometimes just kind of with the theory?
Sometimes, but most of the time I'll do it like theory wise. Like if I want it to be happy, I'll do it in major and I'll do like a lot of the perfect chords. But if it's, and if I want like a melancholy feel, I'll do it in minor and I'll use that flat six to the five a lot and stuff like that.
Are you using any of the modes very often?
Every once in a while, I don't usually think of modes like that. Sometimes I do, but usually I'll do it in major or minor and then have a mode in there randomly. Usually that works out.
I saw that you teach lessons. Is there any advice that you end up giving people over and over?
Just practice not maybe not every day if you can, but as much as you can. Even like 10 minutes a day over time, you'll get way better, way faster than you think you would.
When you say practice, is that different from just writing music? Is there any like intentional exercises that you recommend?
I don't know about exercises, but yeah, writing music and not just doing what learning more music theory and practicing that every day. Yeah. The more you learn, and the more you practice what you learn, the better you'll get.
When you're working for clients, do they push you outside your comfort zone very often?
Sometimes, yeah. Um, yeah, maybe not so much anymore because I'm more used to it now. But when I was first starting, I didn't know much about synths or anything like that. So whenever they wanted that, I had to like Google all the synth stuff, figure all that out.
Are there any synths that you really like?
I don't know. I use Xpand a lot for synths. There's a lot of them on there, and I don't remember the other plugin I use, but yeah, I find a lot of synth sounds on those, and there's some programmed into my keyboard that I use sometimes.
Are you doing more orchestral stuff typically?
Yeah, mostly. That's what I specialize in, I guess.
When it comes to video game music, are you ever in the game engine at all or doing anything related to implementation?
No, I just send them the music, the audio file, and they'll put it in for me. I guess don't really know that much about that side of the gaming stuff.
Do they ever ask you to provide different layers that they can use for the adaptive kind of music?
Yeah, I haven't worked on a lot of games, but yeah, they they'll ask me to like send them one without the melody and just like everything underneath it, and just have me like make different versions, like a sad version of the theme, and then like a midwestern version, stuff like that.
Does your process change at all when it comes to doing films versus video games?
Video games are more melodic, I think, because at least with the games I've worked on, with a film, you gotta. Most directors don't want much melody; they just want like an underscore. But with video games, they'll usually let me do more of a melody and stuff.
That makes sense because I guess in the film there's often dialogue and you're just
Yeah,
in the background.
yeah.
Do you ever do sound effects and sound design kind of stuff too?
I used to. That's how worked with the guy for that movie, Karn. Yeah, he first hired me to do a TV show called Genius Teens, and he first hired me to do sound effects, and then found out that I did music too, and then he hired me for the music.
Is there any reason you don't do that? Is that not where your heart is?
I don't know. I just don't really have any passion for sound effects, I guess. Yeah, I only did that as a way to like make a little bit more money, and for hopefully they would find the music too.
What about hardware and instruments? What kind of stuff do you use?
I'm mostly a percussionist, or used to be. I don't really play that much anymore. I have a disability called spinal muscular atrophy, so my muscles are very weak, so I can't really play percussion that much anymore. So now mostly I'm piano, and I do a little bit a guitar. I can only do like power chords now, but
What kind of keyboard do you have?
it's a Numa Compact 2. Yeah,
Okay, I'm not
it's
familiar with that one.
yeah, it's I got it on Sweetwater a few years ago. It's not what's it called? Weighted. It doesn't have weighted keys, so it's easier for me to press. And it's lightweight, so I can hang it on my desk. I got a little slide thingies, so it can just slide in and out. Very useful.
Nice. I have something similar. It's like an extra large keyboard tray that
Yeah.
slides out under the computer. uh, you play some guitar then too.
A
So
little bit.
are you familiar with a Rolly C board?
No, what's that?
It's I have it right here. I love talking about this thing if people don't know about it. It's like a rubber fretless piano, and so you can press. There's aftertouch. You can slide up and down. You can vibrato and slide up and down. So it's got like string instrument kind of expression.
Well, that's really cool.
So yeah, if you play strings, you might find that one useful.
Yeah, definitely. What do you say it was called?
Oh, Rolly. So the company is Rolly, Roli, and they've got a couple different products. This one is called the Seaboard.
I'm gonna have to look into that. It's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. It's like my main instrument now. Do you do you ever record your guitar much, or is it just for fun
Uh,
that you play it?
I've recorded it a couple times, but not very often. Most of what I do is like MIDI stuff. So yeah, there was a short film called Summer Craze where I did record it.
Did you ever have a project that totally bombed and went really poorly?
Um, one like he gave me like the worst review possible on Fiverr, which was fine. And I don't know, I didn't think it was that bad, but guess he didn't like it.
So it's just that they just didn't like the music. It wasn't like you guys didn't get along or anything.
I think we got along fine. I think it was just the music. Maybe he was expecting a different style or something.
Did you learn much coming out of that?
Not really.
What about your personal music influences? Like if you're just sitting in the car, what are you listening to?
Oh, Green Day, My Chemical Romance, early 2000s music like that. My favorite. And John Williams, I listen to a lot of him. Like the Harry Potter soundtrack, Star Wars. I love that stuff.
I love John Williams too. He's
Yeah.
probably the reason I wanted to get into film scoring and stuff
Oh,
myself
same.
originally too.
Yeah, in high school, my music theory teacher, he was teaching us about film scoring, and he talked about John Williams. And I think that was the moment I really wanted to get into film scoring right there. Yeah. I went home that night and listened to like hours of John Williams music. Yeah. He really inspired me.
Are there any other composers that inspire you?
But yeah, John Powell, he was really good. Hans Zimmer every once in a while. Like the Interstellar soundtrack. It's great. And Thomas Newman, he did some really good ones too. Um, or Randy Newman, both of them, I don't know. Yeah, and that's all I can think of at the top of my head. But yeah,
Is there any IP or like a dream project that you'd like to work on?
I would love to work on a Star Wars movie or even a Star Wars TV show someday. No, if anyone's from Disney Plus is listening to this, hire me.
That's very cool. What about future aspirations?
Yeah, I want to get more into like Hollywood movies and stuff. Right now, I'm just doing like low budget stuff. But yeah, a Hollywood movie or even a Hollywood TV show would be like great.
Is there any TV show or something you watched recently that had a soundtrack you really liked?
I watched Lost a couple of years ago. That is a really good soundtrack, and Supernatural, my favorite show of all time. That had every once in a while it had some great music, and yeah, there was a show about aliens. I can't remember what it's called, but that has some good music in it. Falling Skies, I think it's called.
How about video games?
Oh yeah, I love video game music. Like especially older ones like Mario, Donkey Kong, Zelda, all have some great music in it. Um, yeah, Super Smash Bros. I know that's just a bunch of other game music in it, but there's some great ones on there too. Yeah, I don't really know much about newer games, so I can't really tell you that. But older games definitely have some great music.
Do you do any networking or go into conferences or anything?
No, not really, just online.
Are you ever reaching out to people to look for
Yeah,
work?
yeah, all the time. I'll there's a YouTube channel that does a bunch of short films. There's a few of them, and sometimes I'll go on there and find directors that I think I would like to work with, and then I'll like find their email and email them, being like, "Hey, this is my music. I'd love to work with you and stuff."
Any other tips you have for people maybe who are just starting out looking to get their first job?
Yeah, just social media marketing. That's probably the best thing you can do. If you can network with people in person, definitely do that. And yeah, don't rush it. It'll take time. Practice a lot. That's the most important thing. And yeah, just have your music online somewhere where people can easily find it. And um, yeah, I guess that's it.
Have you ever considered working with an agent or tried that?
I've thought about it, but I've never tried it. I don't know. I don't remember who said it, but someone on YouTube said that agents won't really take you on unless you're already getting a lot of consistent work yourself. So at that point, I don't really see what the point of an agent is.
Are you getting much work via referrals now at this point that you have a bunch of work under your belt?
Every once in a while, they'll get a referral about me, but yeah, I don't know. Usually, they find me from online or Fiverr, my website sometimes. And
How how about repeat work? Are you getting much of that from
oh,
different?
all the time, yeah. That guy I was talking about who did Karn and Genius Teens, he's from the Philippines. I worked with him a bunch of times. And his name is Paulo Bertola, something like that. He's a really cool guy. Great. I love working with him. And yeah, a few other people. Ashley Nicole, she got found me on Instagram, and I've worked with her a couple times. Um, yeah,
Do you have in America? We have the PRO organizations, the performing rights
yeah,
organizations. Do you belong to one of those?
yeah. The ASCAP.
Okay, it is there, I guess, because that's the American whatever is they have it over there. Well, you're in New York,
Yeah,
so
upstate New York.
now the like when you did that project for the Philippines, do they have some kind of different way of dealing with royalties?
I don't have royalties from working with him. He just paid me the payment from, and yeah, I don't even know if I would make much money from the royalties over there, but
Have you? What's your experience been like? Have you had to actually interact and like register work with the ASCAP or anything?
I haven't really worked much with ASCAP because I don't do a lot of royalty music right now. Hopefully, I'll get there more. But yeah, I am signed up with them.
Are there any other benefits you get from being a member?
But yeah, they do stuff like I don't know. I think they have like conferences and stuff, and I saw that they do healthcare. I think for some musicians. I think
Interesting. I didn't
yeah,
know that.
or that might have been BMI. I don't really remember one of them. And I don't remember. They do a lot of stuff. I don't really remember what they do. It's been a while since I've looked into it.
Do you ever release your own music? Just albums that are personal albums that aren't specifically for client work?
Yeah, I did a string quartet I wrote maybe a year or two ago. I put that on Spotify and everything. And right now I'm working on a pop punk album, kind of ish. It'll be like pop punk with like a bunch of orchestral stuff underneath. I'm really excited to get that out there.
That sounds cool. Where can
Yeah.
people find that?
It'll be on Spotify and everything once it's done.
It's just under your name, Ian P. Lewis.
Oh, I'm thinking about the band name Rollout. I'm not sure yet though.
What about your string quartet that's already out
Yeah,
there?
that's under Ian P. Lewis. You can find that with all the soundtracks too on like Spotify and Apple Music, all that.
What distributor do you use to get music out there?
I use DistroKid.
That's the one I use. I'm real happy with it. Do you have any thoughts on them?
They're fine, they get the music out there. That's all I really need them to do. They get me the money, so yeah. And they don't take like any of your royalties you get from them. They just charge you a down like a payment once a year. I think like $80. It's not bad.
Are you ever collaborating with other composers, or are you usually working by yourself on a project?
Usually working by myself. I do want to collab more though this year. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna, but I want to.
Well, before we go, is there anything else you want to plug or share?
I don't know. Just find me on Spotify and all that. You can find my website iplproductions.com, and I'm on all the social medias. You'll find me at Ian space P dot Lewis, and yeah, I think that's about it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for taking the time with me today. It was great
Yeah,
getting to
sure.
know you, and I
Yeah,
think you dropped a lot of good advice. So thank you for being here.
yeah. Thanks for having me. It was great.